Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Will Never Marry. I know there are two versions of this. There's an edited version and then a longer version, but I went with the edited version. I believe that's the one that most people are familiar with. So yeah, we're gonna get into this one anyway and talk about it after. To be honest with you, I thought I reacted to the song. The title sounds very familiar, but apparently I have not. And I thought, well, let's finally get to it. So here we go. We'll never marry. Let's go.
I'm writing this to say, in a gentle way, thank you, but no. I will live my life as I will undoubtedly die. Oh. Gentle way, thank you. I will live my life as oh. For whether you stay or you stray, an inbuilt guilt catches up with you. As it comes around to your place at 5 a.m., wakes you up and it laughs in your face.
All right, so Morrissey and Will Never Marry. I mean, that was just, again, another shorter song, just 2 minutes, 24 seconds, but again, the edited version. But I mean, what a beautiful song. I mean, especially I have to say with the music, my goodness, with the music, it sounded like, waves crashing almost, like, especially, waves crashing just with that desolation that only Morrissey can really, I mean, write about, whatever. But yeah, it's just, so much pain. So it's like, it almost, I mean, this, and there weren't many lyrics to the song, like one verse or something. And it's just like, it's like he's already come to the terms. And this was, again, in like, he recorded this, I think it's in 1987 or 1988. Released in 1988, recorded circa late 1987 is what I got here from morrisseysolo.com. But yeah, so it's so he's already come to the the decision that, like, I'm gonna die alone. It's just like that's how it's gonna be, and it's just like already you're just like, oh, this is a lot to take in, in the first part of the song. And I mean, one thing, that I've noticed for the last few weeks now, listening to Morrissey, is, Vinnie Riley has been the guitarist in a lot of, Morrissey songs that I've reacted to recently, because, he's gone through a few guitarists and such, and, a lot of, different members of the band have come and gone. But like Vinnie Riley, he's so good. I never realized, how good he was, I guess, and especially, he's on piano here as well. And yeah, his guitar, I mean, just helps deliver even more of that, desolation, I guess, again, that Morrissey is bringing here. There's so much, and especially with Morrissey's voice, the not only the desolation, but desperation is in there as well. I mean, everything like that, the sadness, and that really, it's capitalized with the guitar, with the piano, with the drums. I mean, that's what I was saying with the music. It's like waves crashing over a man that's over a man that's drowning. I mean, I don't know. That just all came to my head. But yeah, it's I mean that's kind of what it is, really. I mean, yeah, the waves are crashing, and Morrissey's kind of just like he's like again, this is what Morrissey has written about for a while. I mean, yeah, for his whole career, basically, he has these kind of songs, and again, it's like some people, I feel like the whole thing will never marry. It's just like it's like again, it's like it's sad, but I feel like for Morrissey, it's just something that he's accepted, and I mean, yeah, now many years later, he's kind of I guess he stayed true to his word, if I could talk, and he's never I don't think he's ever married, yeah, so it's just just a gut wrenching song. Gut wrenching. I think that's a thing. But yeah, heart wrenching, whatever. And I just really enjoyed that. But again, as usual, I am on Genius. There's a little about here. Again, it was 2 verses, not just 1 verse, but it packed a punch. And the about anyway says, "We'll never marry." It's about Morrissey kindly declining a love interest. No matter of whether he stays in a relationship or not, there will always be some kind of bad feeling that keeps haunting him. He prefers being alone and unmarried. And again, I've talked about this many times before. I've watched interviews with Morrissey. And there's one in particular with Jonathan Ross, where I think he was promoting his album from 2004, which is "You Are the Quarry," I think it was. But anyway, he was talking about how he's, he doesn't really have too many, he doesn't have too many, I guess, mates or whatever. He doesn't really have a significant other or whatever. And yeah, that's where I kind of learned that, yeah, he kind of likes to be more alone. And I mean, again, there's not many, lyrics, so I just want to see, "I'm writing this to say in a gentle way, thank you, but no, I will live my life as I will undoubtedly die alone." And I mean, just putting, instead of just saying "I will die alone," it's like "undoubtedly." So it's just like, there's no doubt. It's just like, I mean, a lot of people die alone, I guess. But they do get married, I guess. And then the last part, "I'm writing this to say in a gentle way, thank you, I will live my life as I," and then the O comes in, and it's just his voice here is so beautiful. I was gonna say more than other times, I guess, but I mean, really, his voice is usually, pretty good. But here is very beautiful, gorgeous even. "For whether you stay or you stray, as in built guilt catches up with you, and as in comes around to your place at 5 a.m., wakes you up and laughs in your face," and then that's the end. And it's just like, again, I love his lyricism. I mean, great lyricist always, and beautiful voice, and like I said, a sad song, sad tone, everything, and the music under his voice just really impacts that as well. And it's just like, good Lord, I will never marry. And I mean, we'll never marry again. You think about, I mean, again, with today marriage statistics, I do know that obviously marriage has been on the decline since since, well, in the 21st century, it's been down, obviously, for a long time. And I mean, marriage just doesn't seem, I guess, that important. Maybe if you're religious or whatever, I mean, yeah, sure, it's important. But even still, religious people, I guess, don't always get married. And I feel like, it's just kind of, for some people, it's meaningless. It's like, why do we need to get married? I don't know. So either way, Morrissey's saying here, "I will never marry," and he stayed true to that. And it's just like, especially, I gotta say about Stephen Street. I never talked about Stephen Street, but producer here, I do believe he's also on the song. There are credits. Stephen Street bass guitar. He was on the bass guitar as well. So again, shout out to Stephen on the bass. And again, he's gone through many bass guitarists in his career as well, because I do know that Stephen Street and Morrissey, their partnership was kind of short-lived. And then he went on to, work with Blur and the Cranberries and everything. So he's, pretty cool. But anyway, what he and Morrissey were able to do in, a short time with Viva Hate, and, I know that this is from Bon Drag, but, it's a compilation album of, his recordings between 87 and 90, I want to say. So either way, it's just, I really enjoy, his work with Stephen Street, and obviously, it paid off, because, Viva Hate was, was very well liked by critics and such, I believe, and yeah, and people love that album a lot. And again, it was his debut album. I mean, good Lord, he had a lot of pressure on him, probably coming from the Smiths, and I think he probably lived up to that. So yeah, especially with this song, a B-side, and it's just like, what a freaking B-side it is. So yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. Again, a short song, but I mean, frig, it's just, again, that just the first verse of just 2 lines. I will undoubtedly marry, or I'll undoubtedly die alone, or whatever. It's just like this man is just, oh, it's just it's pain. But again, it's pain for me and pain for other listeners. But I feel like for him, it's not. I mean, he probably feels pain when he sings, he says stuff like this. But I feel like again, he's like, it's kind of like, yeah, I accept this, and I'm not really sad about it. But that's what I feel like he is. That's what he's like about it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like to us, it's like sad. But to him, it's just like, that's life. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe he is always sad or something. I don't think so. But I just feel like it's just his life, and he rolls with it. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, coming back for another Morrissey Friday. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon.